Hello, and welcome back to the Spiritual Psychology of Acting podcast. It's been a while, but we're very, very excited to be back and to chat about what's coming up in the season. With me is John Osborne Hughes. How you doing, John?
I'm really well, thank you. I'm really excited about our new season. Yeah, it's been really great, isn't it? We've recorded most of the episodes of the new season already as we speak to you now, and we're going to be launching the first one next week. But in the meantime, what have you been up to, Jordan?
I shot a feature film in January. It's a great little independent film that I was part of. We shot it in 8.5 days, so it was quite intense. But and I've seen a rough cut of it recently, and it's
And how's it looking?
yeah, really nice. It looks and sounds great. It's a proper hour and a half feature film that we made in just over a week, so it's still kind of wondering how we pull that one off, really.
Right, and you're one of the main actors in it as well.
Yes, yeah, in every scene. Yeah, yeah. So it was that was quite the experience. I didn't see any of it during the shooting at all of it, so it was it's quite something to see it all come together as a film, yeah.
Oh well, I can't wait to see that.
And what have you been up to?
Well, we've been presenting the courses. We've got loads of new students that are now following the Spiritual Psychology of Acting program. And then they also come on once a month. We do a live online class for all of those people. And that's where I get to look at their work and give them feedback. And they get to ask lots of questions. And they really are asking some excellent questions.
And a little birdie told me that you won an award recently as well. Is that right?
Well, that's true. I won an award. Yes, thank you for mentioning that. I won an award for Best Director at the San Francisco
Mm.
Art House Short Film Festival. So that was really good. We'd already had won another award. We'd won an award for Best Short Film at the Carmarthen Bay Film Festival last year. And of course, we had a premiere as well in the US, in Los Angeles at the Awareness Film Festival. So that film's been, it's nice. It's as anyone who's made a film knows, a lot of love and work goes into just making a little short. And of
Yeah.
course, where I've been for the first time, I've been teaching a group of directors, which you know about because you're one of them. So we've been doing
Yes.
a course on the art and craft of directing,
It's been great.
and that's been a wonderful experience. Helping people find their vision, really, hasn't it? It's been the main thing, is finding what stories people have to tell. That's what
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed, is getting people's stories out of them. So we're going through the process of turning those into short films at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a huge part of my year as well, is writing this short film, and it's an idea I've fallen in love with, and it's been great. The course, yeah, like you say, it's really inspiring, helping other people with their projects. It helps you switch on that creative part of your own psyche, which helps you in turn write your own projects. So it's yeah, it's been a really lovely working with a lovely group of people. Yeah,
Yeah, and it was following on from, in the first term, we really looked at sort of principles of storytelling. And now it's, getting everybody to getting their ideas out of them. We've got some really nice, smart little projects coming along with a very unique voice to each of them. So that's great.
yeah, absolutely. And so to the podcast, we've recorded most of our podcast. We're ahead of the game.
Yeah. So shall we tell everybody what we've got?
Yes, let's. So, kicking off next week, we're going to be releasing our first episode, and it is a great chat with the amazing fireball of energy that is Brian Pataka. He is a coach who helps actors find agents. He's helped 724 actors find representation in the past from all over the
And
world.
counting.
Yeah, and counting,
Yeah.
yes. And that was a great chat, full of advice, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, his take on things. It's so different to what you expect. There's a lot of myths that he's busted about finding representation.
Yeah,
And I think people are going to find that really useful.
yeah.
It's all about how to get an agent and how to sort of navigate the industry in that way. So that was fantastic. And he's so much fun as well, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I know that some people listen to podcasts on 1.5 speed, but I wouldn't recommend it for this one. Yeah, he speaks a mile a minute, doesn't he? He packed in a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of information in that one, and we all have a good laugh as well.
Yeah.
And then we've got an episode on body language. That was really enjoyable. I really enjoy doing the research for these. A lot of these are
Yeah.
subjects that, I know and have studied, but having to do the podcast, it's like we go away and reread all these things. So it's like having an ongoing training, really, preparing these, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. After that, we've got an episode all about the chakras and their relationship to acting. That was again something I wasn't very overly familiar with, so that was a real learning curve for me. But yeah, again, a great episode.
Yeah, we're looking at the seven chakras and the different energies of the chakras and how they relate to the actor. So we think that people are going to really enjoy that. And then we've recorded a fantastic episode with the wonderful Stephen Park, US actor. You see him a lot in Wes Anderson films, and
Yeah.
Stephen is someone who had trained with me in New York some years ago. And that was really interesting because he said that during the workshop, as well as the acting, he got an interest in non-dual philosophy, which
Yeah.
is obviously the basis of the spiritual psychology of acting. And so the first half of that episode is talking about his life as an actor and the work that he's done and all the amazing people he's worked with, etc. But then we got on to what he really wanted to talk about, which was about non-dual philosophy and how that's helped him in the world of acting. So that is a really incredible podcast from an actor who's really flying high at the top of his game at the moment.
Yeah, it was great to chat with him. Wes Anderson's one of my favorite directors, so it was a real treat to get to talk about those projects and all the stuff that he's done in his career. It's an amazing body of work he's got. And yeah, like you say, the second half goes very spiritual. And then following that, we've got an episode on character archetypes in mythology. Again,
Yes.
a very rich and fascinating topic. And yeah, really interesting to see how all the modern TV and films we watch, they all fit into these ancient models.
Well, it very much follows on, doesn't it, from what we did with the episode we did on the hero's journey in the last season. And this looks at the seven different archetypes of character that you find predominantly in mythology, really, in mythological stories, which of course influence all other kinds of stories. So I think that's really good for actors because they're going to get an idea of the function of the characters they're playing from looking at these different archetypes. And then our most interesting, I think, out of all of these is we've done a mini series. And the mini series within this season is 4 episodes where we explore the fascinating world of transactional analysis. So, the psychology of human relationships. So, transactional analysis, or TA as they call it, developed by Dr. Eric Berne, who was a post Freudian. And we were looking at some of the sort of origins of the spiritual psychology of acting. And obviously, those books, The Games People Play, and What Do You Say After You
Mm.
Say Hello, and Sex in Human Loving, they were all things that I devoured, as a psychology student. And
Yeah,
so it was a great experience to go back to all that. And we've got a wonderful guest, haven't we?
we do. So we thought we'd bring in an expert for our introduction to the topic, and it went so well that we brought her back again and again and again.
Again and again and again. So we were initially going to do one, and we've ended up doing 4 episodes with the wonderful Sarah Lowe's. And she's come on very generously and given her time on some pretty interesting things. We've looked at life scripts, we've looked at the games people play,
Yeah, yeah.
and we've also looked at the psychology of human relationships. So I think that our listeners are going to really love that. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a fascinating subject. I when I did the course and a lot of the TA books were on the reading list, that's when I first kind of stumbled into that whole world of that psychotherapy world of transactional analysis. And it's really fascinating and great for acting as well. You'll see that when we get to those episodes, it really does get to the nuts and bolts of great acting as well.
Yeah, and we developed some scripts for that, which we read out in the episode to
We do, yeah,
to
we had some fun.
exemplify some of
Yes.
these fascinating games that people play with each other.
We get to flex our acting muscles.
A little bit, yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's a jam-packed season, really diverse topics as well, and we're
yeah.
very excited to be able to start releasing the episodes.
Yeah, so all in all, I think it's our best yet. What do you think? I
I
think it's
think
the
so.
best
Yeah.
season that we've done, and we've got spiritual psychology of acting. We've got a good mixture of the spiritual, the psychological, and of course our favorite subject, the art and craft of acting. So do please listen to the episodes as they come out. They'll be coming out one every week, starting next Thursday with Brian. So please listen, please subscribe. Yeah, let us know that you're listening, and thanks very much. We've received some really nice letters as well, hearing how much people are enjoying listening to the podcast, which makes it all worth it, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. And do keep any questions coming as well. If there's anything any topics you want us to cover, the email address is in the description of the podcast. And maybe we'll do a question and answer episode at some point in the future.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? So we've now got listeners from all corners of the world looking at the
Yeah.
stats.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
literally every continent, isn't it? Apart from
Yeah.
Antarctica. We haven't got anyone in Antarctica
Oh,
yet.
we'll get them eventually.
We'll get them. So tune in, and we look forward to sharing lots of great content with you. All the very best. Have a wonderful summer.